Hello, my name is Daniel Prey. This is the case study for supervision and evaluation, class 851. Going into this, I am the principal at a school where my evaluations are coming due very soon. I have started to work on them after school, so I know they're due very soon. My responsibility is to observe the teachers teaching. In and out, I visit very often. I also have formal evaluations to do as well. The school, for the most part, has a great staff. I've noticed that one teacher seems to be not very effective. One teacher in question this year is Miss Stevens. Appears to be her second year of teaching. Seems that she is very intelligent, excellent background in her subject matter. The issues come with lack of classroom management, lack of engagement of students' classroom participation. The students, while in Miss Stevens' classroom, appear to be distracted. They don't respond to her very well when she calls on them. They talk while in her class, and when I'm outside, as I step in, they seem to get quiet, but when I'm gone again, they seem to talk, and they show definite lack of respect for Miss Stevens. I've had a meeting with her after my evaluation where she seemed to be irritable, offered her suggestions that she seemed hostile to, and was very difficult to communicate with. My suggestions were on engagement, and Miss Stevens definitely went on the defense about that. Lots of excuses to offer. She claims that there's no research that connects student engagement to student achievement. After that, I thought I'd give her another chance, so I went to reevaluate and observe her. No notable change had been taking place. So I didn't feel like I would talk to her after that. If I was to give her a favorable recommendation, this would grant her tenure. As I fill out the form, low scores were given on her evaluation, and I recommended that her contract not be renewed. I then had another meeting with her to go over the evaluation. It did not go very well. As I explained to her what I had seen, she accused me of not doing my job in evaluating her and giving her feedback, and had many other excuses. The issue that we have is I have to submit this evaluation to the superintendent, and Miss Stevens definitely does not agree with this. If I give her a favorable recommendation, that would grant her tenure. As I told you earlier, Miss Stevens and my relationship is definitely damaged because of this, and any future evaluations that I have to give that might not go over so well. Legal issues. Tenure in the state of Kansas is no more. 2014, the Brownback administration did away with tenure and due process for teachers, so we have to keep that in mind, what state we're in. The evaluation process definitely seems very vague. As I filled out the form, I noticed that it definitely needed to be more specific. One of the categories was teaching ability. Seems very vague, and that I can't give specific marks on what is going wrong, such as classroom management. It seems to be like we need a lot more documentation also going forward. That's the next one. Little documentation can be provided, and there's definitely no plan to get the teachers better. Here's your evaluation, here's what it says, here's my recommendation to be hired next year or not, but there's no plan to get them better. My ethical issues. The evaluation process. One of the categories is personality. It's hard to grade someone on personality, especially if I don't get along with them. Working with Miss Stevens going forward. How can I keep a professional mentality and a professional relationship with Miss Stevens? And that carries into my evaluation for her in the future if she continues to work at this school. Sum it up. After an evaluation of Miss Stevens, it is my recommendation that her contract not be renewed due to ineffective teaching practices, which she does not agree with. So that's kind of the issue that we're looking at today. What do I know? Well, I know about myself. I'm the principal. I have this evaluation process put in place that I've done. I know that it's very vague. And I know that I am up and around and working with teachers throughout the year. Miss Stevens, I know she's a relatively new teacher. I know that she lacks some communication and engagement with her students. It seems that they are very distracted. I know that she's very intelligent. The students, they seem like they're disinterested in class. The place, Miss Stevenson's classroom. I know that we've been in my office to have these conversations and where the school is. The programs that we have this evaluation process, the observation, the feedback, and then we definitely have a recommendation going forward to keep or to renew our contract or not. What is unknown? My past evaluations. What have I done to other teachers? What have I done to her prior to this? Miss Stevens, what does her past evaluation look like? What do parents' feedback look like for her? What do students' feedback look like for her? The students, what are their scores? What are their scores not only in our class, but on the state assessments? What's the culture like in the classroom? What would they say? The place, what state are we in? Are we in Kansas? If we are, we have a problem with tenure here. If we're not in Kansas, we'd have to look up that state law. What's the classroom setup like? Are the kids facing each other? Are they in pods? Are they in single desks? What does the classroom look like? The difference between when I'm in there and when I'm not. What does that look like? What's a snapshot? When I'm in there, the kids get quiet. Stand in the hallway, they're not. Is that how it is all day for every period, different classes? The program. How often have I given her feedback? What does my documentation look like? Do I have enough to give her a recommendation not to hire or to keep her on? What are other principals doing in surrounding buildings? All great questions. Stakeholders, superintendent has a stake in this. Needs to look at the evaluation system and see if it's the right one for us. And this affects the principal also. Future evaluations, people fighting these, teachers fighting these. The teachers, definitely the same thing as far as affecting the future evaluations. Maybe this is one of those, it's always been this way, and nobody's ever fought it. The students, has a direct impact on them. Their engagement, their scores, their love of whatever subject we're in, because we don't know that. The parents, the same way, as far as having direct impact on the students' scores and what they learn and what they retain. And then Miss Stevens, it is her future. What does it look like for her next year? Will she be coming back? Will she not? Will we let her go? Other information that I need to know. Can I have more time to give proper feedback? So can I ask the superintendent for an extension on this? Is there another evaluation tool that the district uses? This one seems kind of vague. What else could we use? What's the next step after I turn this evaluation in? I turn this in, I turn in my recommendation. What is it from there? Can the damage between myself and Miss Stevens be fixed after having these conversations? Based on all this information I've gathered, I think a decision can be reached. Here are some options. Do nothing. Keep the same plan and see what happens. Extend the deadline, option number 2. Extend the deadline for the evaluation. Give Miss Stevens the opportunity she's looking for. This also gives me a chance to get proper documentation gathered. Number 3, keep Miss Stevens on staff, as teacher tenure in the state of Kansas has been dismissed due to Governor Brownback's repeal of tenure in 2014. Then we put a plan together that benefits both teacher and administration going forward. Send the evaluation, number 4. Send the evaluation, but recommend another year of service for Miss Stevens with specific goals in place. So see if you can get her on going forward on a 1-year contract. And 5, reevaluate and give her all above average marks, keeping the teacher happy. So you can see at the bottom I put in how the importance of how to evaluate, develop, and implement systems. I feel that fits very good here. Our pros and cons here. If we do nothing, this goes through, we could possibly get her fired. We could possibly have a lawsuit. But she would be out of my hair. Possibly. Number two, I feel like a good one would be extend this deadline. This is assuming that we have tenure. Right? Extend this deadline. Can you break it? Cons, you might not be able to break this. You might have this is the hard deadline and that's it. Can't go forward. The pros, it would be give her an opportunity to change her tune. And then you would have all the proper documentation as to her not accepting the feedback. And it'd give you a chance to give her some great feedback. Number three, keep her on staff. Tenure is gone in the state of Kansas, and you can go through this plan next year. I feel like there are great benefits for this one, assuming that we don't have tenure. That means that the kids will have to have her another year. So we'll at least give her a chance to grow. And then if she won't grow from there, that's it. The cons would be that we have to have her for another year. Send the evaluation, but recommend another year of service for Ms. Stevens with specific goals in place. Similar to option 3, we don't have tenure on this one though. We do have tenure on this one, so we would ask for them to extend that just to a 1-year contract. The cons would be, I don't know if they can do that. Reevaluate and give her all above average marks. Hey, pros, keeps everybody happy, gets the teacher back on your side, and here we go. And you try to work out, see if you can throw little things here and there. The cons, she's going to talk to other teachers and know that you're a pushover as a principal and probably won't respect you very much. All right, my 2 options here for my best plan. One considers the no tenure plan and one considers the tenure plan. If there is no tenure, I think we should keep Ms. Stevens on staff as a tenured, and the state of Kansas has been dismissed. So put a plan together that benefits both teachers and administrations going forward. So basically, let's give her another year and see what happens and see how she responds to that and get a evaluation plan that can benefit both of us. And then if we do have the 10-year plan, I think the best option would be to extend that deadline and just rush this process. Give her the opportunity she's looking for. Now, could that burn you in the end? It could for next year, but at least she's willing to show you that she will grow. So if we implement either one of these plans, first thing we're going to do is contact the superintendent. We're going to contact the curriculum director to try and start looking for new evaluation plans. Once we do that, we're going to get the new evaluation plan. And if it was for this year, we would amend it to go forward with this plan. And this will either get her on to the next year or it will be grounds for dismissal. Let everyone know what is expected. Let Miss Stevens know this is expected, this is what we need to see, and here we go. If you're ready to work, let's do it. If not, we're out. My personal one would be set up a Kagan professional development and get her that one day so she can see that student engagement is very much a huge part of student success. And that would be give her some tricks that she can take right away. And you can see if she implements some of that stuff. So to see if she really wants feedback and if she's really going forward with this, then you're going to evaluate, give feedback and reevaluate, whether it looks like the next month or whether that looks like she has the next year to do it. And we're going to see if there's improvement. And if not, we're going to have to give her the tough news and go to battle in court if we have to. But at least you'll have all your documentation, all your T's crossed, and all your I's dotted. This was Dan Prey for your case study and supervision and evaluation. Thank you, and have a great day.